The battle over a funding solution for Detroit Public Schools continues in Lansing right now. It appears to be between the Republican-controlled House and the Senate. 7 Action News reporter Kim Russell joins us live from Lansing, where right now the House is trying to get support for a compromise between the two branches. So, Kim, how close are they to some sort of deal?
Not as close as they would like to be. Now, we're following some developments that just happened minutes ago. They were planning on staying until midnight, 1 o'clock, getting this done. That's what I had been told. They were passing around this piece of paper that's two-sided with all the changes that were in this legislation, this plan for Detroit Public Schools that they're trying to get passed. But instead, they decided to call it a day and meet again tomorrow. In the Senate, Detroit Democrats are frustrated. They say the Senate bills that would provide about $700 million give Detroit Public Schools a chance to not only avoid bankruptcy, but to succeed. But the Senate bills are stuck because the House wants to provide much less.
Maybe we need to have expanding learning time for the legislature, because this is crazy. I mean, you would think somebody in there would know how to put some numbers together.
The House has their own version of what reality is, and that's really not a joke. They see things diametrically different than we do. There's a lot of Tea Party advocacy over there in that chamber, and they have a stronghold on the folks who make the decisions.
Original House bills suggested a plan to provide about $500 million to Detroit Public Schools. One Republican representative told me they knew that amount wouldn't do the job. It's politics. Today, the House took its bills back from the Senate to rewrite them into something representatives hope the Senate will think looks pretty good in comparison. The tentative plan would provide about $650 million to Detroit Public Schools, and instead of a commission to control the opening and closing of schools in the city, it creates an advisory board.
I think puts them on a path to solvency.
Representative Tim Kelly from Saginaw County says he tells the people who elected him the state has to pay this money one way or another. If the school district goes bankrupt, a judge would likely tell the state, you ran DPS with an emergency manager, you broke it, you fix it, even if the cost is billions.
A judge could order all sorts of crazy things. So I think this is at least a known. We know it's a look at it as a controlled bankruptcy.
Now, representatives, they skipped the Mackinac Policy Conference to stay here today working on the Detroit Public Schools bill. And with all of that talk about staying until midnight or however late it takes, why did they call it a day? Well, one reason, they're still trying to get enough support to pass these bills. The other reason, lawmakers said, you know what, reading this 2-page thing is not enough. We want to see the actual bills. We want to read them as they are. So they're going to be drafted, passed out tomorrow, and then they're all going to try again. Reporting live in Lansing, Kim Russell, 7 Action News.
All right, thank you much, Kim.